so hitting the scene. Shit tales of Oz and Florida dreams. Tales are crazy wild as the wind. Laughs and madness can make you spin. Shit tales roll, Florida's king. The podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tune in folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide. From down under to the Sunshine State, mishaps and mayhem can't escape fate. Chuvalo and Croc Dundee, a wild ride on Podcast C. Shit tales roll, Florida's king. Podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tune in folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide. From down under to the Sunshine State, mishaps and mayhem can't escape fate. Chuvalo and Croc Dundee, a wild ride on Podcast C. Shit tales roll, Florida's king. Podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tune in folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Craptown Florida Man Power Ranking Podcast. I am NCR News Network, joined by friend, colleague, Brigadier General, and well, he doesn't own a jet, Anthony Caruso.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, NCR, and to everyone listening here right around the world. Yes, indeed, I can confirm to everyone that I do not own a Jag. But we can tell you tonight that one of the stories from the Craptowns of Australia does involve a Jag.
Ooh, a jet.
Indeed. We're getting all schmancy here tonight.
Oh, yes. Before we get into our sponsors, we do have one honorable mention coming out of the officially now Fuck Around and Find Out state.
Oh, hang on. You mean, you actually mean?
As you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Yes. For those who have been following the news, President Donald Trump has been talking about reopening Alcatraz. Okay. Well, logistically, it wouldn't be a good idea. However, the Attorney General in Florida is proposing a bill to build a immigration detention center in the middle of the fucking Florida Everglades. This ICE detention center would be next to an airstrip so they could fly them in, fly them out, fly in supplies. And I have a quote from him.
Yeah.
This is the actual quote the Attorney General said. If somebody were to get out, there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. Only the alligators and pythons are waiting. That's why I like to call it Alligator Alcatraz.
I mean, it's a great way to give the alligators a job, isn't it?
It is. Using natural resources to punish people.
Yes.
Florida.
I like it. Enterprising.
Yes.
As much an enterprise as today's sponsor.
Does your wife wake up every morning and complain about the size of your deck? Have you looked outside and wondered, why is my deck now looking a little bit frail? Well, if you're having that problem, make sure you go down to Hank's Decking. With the finest in decks and deck accessories, Hank's Deck will make your deck looking as shiny as new as when you first got it working. It's 100% safe to use and will ensure that everyone will be pleasured to the max. Hank's Decking, be the biggest and best deck in town.
I mean, have you seen the work he does with those decks?
Oh, mate, the decks go to another level, let's face it.
I mean, there was this guy, he actually got one of Hank's decks in my town. Dude was a total loser. Now, can't keep the ladies off his deck.
I know, and it's become a bit of a problem because with the the high attention that his deck is getting, it does mean very high maintenance. But never fear, Hank's Decking has got all of the maintenance products you need available for yourself, including some of his new patented deck oil.
Oh yeah, that deck oil. I mean, I have used it on my porch and on. I have to say, it's put a nice shine and smoother finish when people walk on it.
Oh, absolutely.
But with great deck comes great responsibility.
This is very true. With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for the starting of the power rankings. The ceremonial coin is at the ready.
Going heads this week.
The call is heads. And it is a head.
Hot damn! Hold on. I can do that better. Where's Captain Holt?
Can you? Can you really?
Yes.
Where has he
Captain
gone?
Holt. Oh!
Hot damn!
There he is.
Hiding over with Reg.
Oh, indeed. And look, yeah, we do miss Captain Holt, and we have to do a special mention as well. We do miss Andre Keith Bra, because in a week's time it is coming up to what would have been his 63rd birthday next week. So
He rests with the angels.
he was a great man, a very funny man. So we salute you, Captain Holt.
Are you
What's
ready
your
for
number
this one?
10? Do it. Lay it on us.
Florida man breaks into random house to avoid angry wife. This happens next.
Oh, I'm already curious.
A 44-year-old Florida man snuck into a random house to avoid going home to his angry wife following a quarrel. Joe broke into a Davenport house, stayed there for several days, cooked meals, and even had a luxurious bath. Neighbors took task with watching the house while the homeowner was away, saw some suspicious activity on June 9th. Called the Polk County Sheriff's deputies. When they arrived, according to authorities, the man was cooking himself dinner and had just finished a bath. Recalling the fairy tale Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Polk County officials quoted was, we assume the bath temperature was not too hot, not too cold, but just right.
Because of course it was.
Oh, it gets better.
Oh no. Hang on. Do that. Hang on. Let's do that properly.
And the plot thickens!
He had told police that he had broken into the house to avoid facing his angry wife after they had fought 4 days ago. The department in a statement said the 44-year-old man had told the cops he didn't have permission to be there. But not only did he not have permission to be there, he also had no idea who owned the house, and he told it to the sheriff's deputies. He told the deputies, I got into a fight with my wife and I didn't want to go home. So he chose to enter into somebody else's home. He is currently facing charges for breaking and entering and unarmed burglary, petty theft misdemeanors, and domestic battery charges. So, Florida man, starting off strong.
Oh, indeed. Very, very strong. And, well, I'm shuddering to think where that relationship is going to go next as a result.
This is not the weirdest break-in we've had with Florida man.
Hey, it could have been worse. It could have been that Randy Koala.
Well, a few years ago, a Florida man broke into a jail to go spend time with his friends.
That's good. That's very good.
You know, I have to say, this is not how that works, okay? But
Yeah.
you break into a jail to go spend time with your friends.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah. Agreed.
Moving on to number 10 for the shit towns of Australia.
Oh boy, and when we're going to be talking about shit, we're coming in quite literal at the very start now, because number 10, I'm going to shock you all. Number 10 is not Port Pirie, but don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, Port Pirie will be making an appearance.
I am shocked and intrigued.
I'm shocked, intrigued, and slightly suspicious.
A little aroused too, but that's beside this point.
Yeah, indeed. Instead, we're heading off to Colac in Victoria, where a serial pest has been shitting outside a linen shop 3 times in the last 2 weeks.
It's just not right. It's really eerie here. Something's fucky.
Indeed, Bubbles.
It really is fucky. Now, thanks to the Colac Herald, unfortunately the story is behind a paywall, but we are able to give you enough to give you a bit of an idea of what's going on here. A Colac business manager is calling on the random culprit behind multiple unpleasant morning deliveries to stop it. Linen house manager Melissa Stinchcombe. Geez, that's an unfortunate name for this situation.
Miss Stitchcombe, what's that stench?
She arrived at work yesterday morning to a pile of feces at the store's entrance. It's the 3rd time in 2 weeks that Melissa has found feces at the front of the business each time in the morning when she arrives for work.
You know,
And literally, the headline article is, plead a Colac culprit, cut the crap.
you know, once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, 3 times you're just doing it on purpose.
Sure, are we sure it's not another random poo jogger?
So we get
What
CCTV footage, we don't know.
What is with Australia at the moment and its obsession? Even though it hasn't been confirmed for this, it's every sense of the word that it could well be another poo jogger.
Seriously, to the individual who is doing this, I have one thing to say to you.
You fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Who is your number 9?
Number 9, a Florida man was arrested after threatening to run over protesters. A 64-year-old Florida man threatened to run over protesters and also made a threatening to cause a mass shooting, who is currently now facing 2nd-degree felony charges. The 64-year-old Florida man in question, known as Mr. Garcia, or Glacius, I'm sorry, was...
Oh, is it Enrique? Enrique?
No, it's not Enrique. It's not even Gabriel. But the 64-year-old man made posts on Facebook about the No Kings protest across the country that were including in Florida. He said he wanted to run over the protesters. Okay, that's not really smart. But not only that, after being blocked off by the protesters, he told deputies, "Don't deport our illegals. I can just run them over." I kid you not. I carry a couple of bricks of Molotov cocktails so I can put them in their hands to make it look like self-defense. He then was also making comments of committing or threatening to make a mass shooting, which is a second-degree felony. He is granted no bond.
Good.
And is still in custody. I mean, would you like to see an image of this particular Florida man?
Oh, let's see it.
I'm not going to play the video, but look at him. He has intent. He has the intent of a dumbass.
Oh, totally.
I mean, we joke around here, but you're talking about committing murders. That is not cool.
No. And quick mention, that is obviously in the US, not covered by the First Amendment.
No, it is not. Moving on to number 9.
Number 9 for the shit sounds of Australia takes us to Goulburn in New South Wales. Those wondering where Goulburn is, it's just on the outskirts of the Australian Capital Territory, in between Sydney and Canberra, but obviously a lot closer to Canberra, where a student cop has been charged with drink driving after crashing into a boom gate at the police academy.
Mahoney!
Oh, I know. In fact, oh god, this is gonna be absolutely amazing. This story here. So, a New South Wales police student has been charged after crashing into a boom gate at the Forces Academy base while allegedly drunk. Security officers at the academy in Goulburn were alerted to the damage at the front entrance of the New South Wales Police Academy around 12:15 a.m. on Saturday. They found a car parked on the side of McDermott Drive with the man in the driver's seat. The 33-year-old police student undertook a roadside breath test, which would return a positive result. Arrested, taken Goulburn police station, where he did a second breath test and blew .108, which is more than double the legal drinking limit.
Oh my.
His professional suitability is now under review.
This is highly, highly unusual.
It is very, very unusual. And in fact, I think I can hear the music coming right now.
Oh, you are a bad, bad man.
Oh, I know. I know. Oh dear, oh dear. And I bet you the worst part of it all, he was just about to graduate as well.
Well, maybe he can join Motor One and start his own funeral escort service.
Hey, Jeremy, how you doing?
Ooh, Jeremy ain't doing too good.
No, I know. Who's your number 8?
Number 8. Well, it's not a Florida man, it's a Florida woman.
Oh,
Florida
about
woman
time.
she just couldn't stay off the list this week. A Central Florida woman was arrested for allegedly tailgating a teenager on an e-bike by following him down a bike path in her SUV.
Jeez.
A Flagler County teen was tailgated by a SUV driver in a disturbing case of road rage. They do identify the teen, so we will not say his name on the channel. It is in the news reports. I will call him just by his age, the 14-year-old. Was riding his e-bike Saturday in Palm Coast when he was being chased down by in the middle of using the path by a SUV. She chased me to my house, which was very traumatizing, especially because I was not expecting that, because I felt safe in both my friend's community and on the bike path, the teen said. The woman, identified by investigators as a 65-year-old, one second, I want to make sure I pronounce his last name right. Julia Kalfoff.
Right.
She reportedly told the deputies she was angry at the teen for going too fast on an e-bike and wanted to find out where he lived so she could talk to his parents. At one point, witnesses said the SUV was hot on the teen's heels, getting within 6 to 10 feet of him. At one point, according to the witnesses, put his own vehicle in the way of her so she couldn't continue this wild chase of this teenage boy. I'm super glad and super excited and so very thankful for that witness, said a woman, for stopping Julia. When I came home, I literally was shaking, said the teen, as Koloff was released on a $3,000 bond from the Flagler County Jail. I get it. You got an issue with people on e-bikes. But he was on a bike path. Why do you need to chase him down?
Reasons.
But let's meet this upstanding Florida woman. That face says something.
Oh, that's a Karen. That is
yeah.
a bona fide Karen.
That face says only one thing.
Oh, fucking do it again.
Yep. Yeah, she will.
I want to speak to your manager. I'm 14. Get your manager.
And I bet you she said it in that creepy manner as well.
Who is number 8?
Number 8 takes us to Geelong in Victoria. So, we've gone from Colac for number 10 to Geelong in number 8, so not far away from each other, where a drunk driver has crashed into a breath testing site. Straight out. There's a lot of drink driving going on here at the moment. And just to explain to everyone who's listening in, who might be listening in from the US here, so generally in the US, you would go through an inspection to see if someone might be particularly intoxicated. You would go through a field sobriety test before you actually submit to a breath test, correct?
Correct.
Not here. You can get pulled over and go, yep, it's time for a random breath test. Please breathe into this machine and we're going to test your breath right now. No questions asked. Oh, and by the way, I'd like to see your license.
Oh, I can give you a license, mate, but I can't blow on that thing. I'm fucking hammered.
Well, it's the one bugbear that I've got with the US at the moment is that they go through this whole field sobriety thing. Nah, mate, just get them to blow into the effing machine. It's not hard.
Yeah, but if we do that, Jim will lose all of his drunk girl videos.
That's fair. That's fair. So there is no name at the moment, but what we can confirm is that a woman from Clifton Springs on the outskirts of Perth driving a Dodge Ram truck, because of course she was.
She couldn't drive a Jag.
She couldn't have driven a Jag, no. Has lost her license after crashing into a breath testing site in Geelong, all while blowing double. Now, it's double the speed limit. Double the BAC limit in Victoria, because, of course, the BAC limit is 0.08. She blew 0.15, so nearly double. But if it was anywhere else in Australia, it's 3 times.
Woo!
And she allegedly hit 2 of the parked police cars on the way through.
Why?
I'm a guy, I don't know how to drive a Dodge truck while intoxicated. Yeah, she clearly got a couple of screws loose. You got to think that thing hurtling at you has hit a couple of cars, a whole bunch of cones, a couple of flashing lights as well. Like, that would have done some damage to a lot of things.
Oh, yeah. We're just lucky it wasn't a fucking Toyota Helix.
Yeah,
Those
because
cars
let's
would have
face
been
it.
destroyed.
Yeah, and that truck would still be going.
Toyota, I'll take a Helix. Original model. Okay?
I want to feel.
Original.
I want to feel unbreakable.
I literally want a vehicle that I could set on fire, hit with a crane, and still have that son of a bitch turned over after I pull it out of the river.
I want a ute that can match the toughness of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Because that's the bottom line. Because Anthony Caruso said so.
Damn straight. Who's your number 7?
Number 7 is a Florida man who was arrested for making over 16,000 false reports to the police. That's right. A 72-year-old Florida man identified as Samuel Lee Thompson of St. Petersburg, Florida, is accused of calling up the 911 emergency line and reportedly harassing his neighbors by making false criminal complaints. This year alone,
not one of these people, really.
But this year alone, he's made 3,400 calls plus. I'm going to repeat that. More than 3,400 calls this year. He's been doing this for the last 5 years, roughly estimated to about 16,000 phone calls.
What a lunatic. Seriously.
Oh, it gets better. The police say that Thomas had made hundreds of complaints to law enforcement about the household across the street, alleging things from drug sales, gun use, disturbing behavior, and more. On one of the most recent calls, he claimed that somebody was firing an AR-15 in the roadway. When officers arrived, they found a peaceful family barbecue with children playing and no evidence of firearms. Not even water pistols.
Oh, jeez. Really?
The woman living in the property, a 34-year-old woman, told the officers her family had hundreds of police investigations due to Thomas's calls. She also claimed that Thomas frequently stopped outside of her home, shooting obscene, which screams obscenities at her. So, yeah, harassing the poor woman as well. The police
Does this person have nothing better to do?
No, he doesn't. Not only that, but he called in alleging that he was stalking and filed false reports on that. According to court documents, there were in 2025 alone, about 600 calls had already been answered. There were no making calls for people being under the influence. Thomas has no history of mental health concerns, no issues of being intoxicated while making these calls. Now, he was charged for misusing 911. He does have a criminal history, which includes the following: battery, DUI, marijuana possession, disorderly intox, passing bad checks. He had pled not guilty and is currently released on a $1,500 bond. And it wouldn't be fair if we didn't show Mr. Thomas the same love we show everybody else. So, Thomas, enjoy your shaming.
Jeez. That is creepy. And right down to the eyebrows. I mean, that is a really poor attempt at the people's eyebrow.
What you talking about, Caruso?
You heard me. This guy reckons he's This guy reckons there's even Timu the Rock. Nah, mate. Yeah, I reckon even Timu would have rejected you.
I mean, you trying to pull off a Rocky Johnson here? Come on now. You ain't Rocky Johnson. You ain't never gonna be Rocky Johnson.
Exactly.
Let's move on from Mr. Thomas to number 7 for the shit towns of Australia.
Number 7 takes us to Harvey Bay in Queensland. And ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in because this is the first of 5. Yes, you heard me. 5 stories out of Queensland. A Gronk in a stolen backhoe has left a trail of destruction across Fraser Coast, knocking up power and closing roads. This is wild, ladies and gentlemen. A 20-year-old has been charged after allegedly stealing a $250,000 backhoe, damaging power lines, closing roads, and evading police. His name is Noah Mark Stanley Foster. He has formerly been charged on multiple charges, including stealing and vandalism. It was stolen from Eli Waters on Sunday morning, and then he just went insane. Now, unfortunately, the rest of the story is behind a paywall, but I do have something to show you, which is the picture of the backhoe itself. On its side.
How the hell did you do that?
I'm not even outraged. I'm impressed.
I normally I'd be pissed off, but how the hell did he fucking flip it?
How do you flip a backhoe on a flat stretch of tarmac?
I mean, I could understand if this was like a real rocky area, maybe some big boulders, and one of the wheels got stuck and he's trying to turn it and ends up flipping on its side, but that's clean. That's flat surface.
Let me zoom in a little bit here. On this in particular.
Did he break the axle?
I think he did. Yeah, he did. He's broken the axle.
Jesus Christ.
Because let's illustrate, that's the line here that it should be. Not that good a picture, but that's where it's ended up.
Okay, we can see it from the front axle. It should be a nice straight line.
Nope.
That is broken. He broke that son bitch.
That's impressive. So Noah Mark Stanley Foster, have fun with those charges because you have done a right royal number on the people of Harvey Bay and that backhoe.
That backhoe did deserve better.
Who's your number 6?
Number 6. A Florida man found with a loaded gun at the Stonewall Pride Parade.
No, you don't do this, people. You do not do this.
A Florida man is facing 1 count of unlawful carrying a concealed firearm and 1 count of trespassing. A South Florida man was arrested after he tried to bring a loaded handgun and ammunition into the Stonewall Pride Parade and Street Festival.
God, really?
Yes, this happened on June 14th. The Walton Manor police say that Michael Monhef, age 31, walked through the metal detector at the East Security checkpoint at about 8 p.m. The alarm went off. He ignored the multiple security guards' orders to stop. After ignoring him, they attempted to detain him, and the police officers had to stop and detain him, where they found a loaded firearm and a loaded magazine.
Oh, no.
The police investigation continues, where might have motives and intent, which is still unknown at this time, was posted to the police department's Instagram account with his mugshot. He is currently facing 1 count of unlawfully carrying a concealed firearm and 1 count of trespassing, according to the news reports. The town's annual Pride Festival added increased security means, including metal detectors at all entrances, bag checks, restrictions, and regularly prohibits firearms and weapons from being brought there. There is no word on bond at this time, but I have to show you this mugshot because it's insane. I know it's a little hard to see, but my boy's picking up what people are saying.
Oh,
He could
my
not deny he couldn't hear what they were saying to him.
Oh, dear, oh dear. That's, yeah. That makes complete and utter sense.
I mean, I had to cut out a lot of stories this week involving protests. Because if not, this would have been protest edition.
Oh dear. And I imagine if it wasn't the Pride Parade, it'd be something around the lines of Juneteenth as well.
Yep.
Dear,
or
oh
the
dear.
anti-immigration rallies, the No Kings protests. It's been a lot of craziness in Florida this week. But
Yeah, I can imagine.
let's move on to number 6 for Australia.
Well, number 6. Oh, it's been too long. It has been far too long.
You don't mean
The city of Townsville is under attack.
It is very much the city of Townsville. It is very much back under attack. And what's more, we're going to love this story here. We've got multiple stories, actually. So first off, we've got a suspended mayor who's been caught shit-talking council colleagues under a false name. Now, as you know, the mayor of Townsville has been known for getting up to quite a bit of tomfoolery with his fellow councillors. Great fun, isn't it?
oh yes.
We've had an elderly man sentenced for punching on at a car wash. Now, not a great story, that one, but I am being lenient on that one there because the person who engaged in the punch on is a Vietnam War veteran, and I believe that there may be mitigating circumstances with regards to that on a mental state, and we don't want to give too much credence to that story. But instead, we've got a drongo who's been nabbed after ripping a burnout in front of cops in an unregistered car.
Oh, Townsville.
And you want to know what the best part was?
What?
You want to know what car he was driving?
Don't tell me.
Yeah,
It couldn't be.
it is. Play the clip.
Flirting outrageously with a waitress, and it's okay because he's got a jack.
So he had a jag.
He had a jag.
An unregistered jag.
Oh, no, it was registered, but the police cars were unmarked. Police say a driver was going more than 100 kilometers an hour in a 60-kilometer speed zone and was performing burnouts in front of an unmarked patrol car before attempting to assault a police officer. Absolutely. What a complete and utter idiot.
Indeed.
We get it. You own a Jag. But just because you own a Jag doesn't give you the right to go out and do burnouts in front of police officers whilst driving said Jag.
Listen, we get it. You have a jag. but don't be a jag off.
Now, if you want to go and live up to the reputation you have of being a jag driver, you can go out and play a round of golf if you want.
Yeah, it reminds me of that SNL bit. Will Ferrell's playing a spy. He was supposed to be speaking to another spy. It's like, do you like luxury? I own a Jaguar.
No, you got to say it like you're English. It's a jag.
It's yeah.
What is your number 5?
Number 5. We're going back. We're heading there. You know where we're going.
Oh, don't tell me we're going to Polk County.
Again. But for bonus points.
Wow.
Bonus points. Guess what city?
Don't tell me it's your hometown.
My old stomping grounds.
Yeah.
A Florida man was arrested after taunting the Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd online. You done messed up.
Oh,
Now,
you dumb motherfucker.
Before we continue, I need to play something that will help understand more of this.
I'm your moderator, Larry King. Now, a word to our audience. Even though we're being broadcast on Fox, there's no need for obnoxious hooting and hollering.
Thank you to Fox 13 in Tampa.
Get in.
But a wanted Florida man was arrested after taunting Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd online, and Grady responded, "You done messed up." In the city of Lakeland, Florida, game was on when a wanted man made social media posts challenging Polk County sheriffs and Sheriff Grady Judd himself to find him. Okay? Now, on Tuesday, the Polk County Sheriff's and Lakeland Police Department shared several Facebook posts made by Aaron Johnson. Johnson posted statements. Y'all too busy fishing those. That's why y'all didn't catch me. Me when I left my grandma's house, according to the statement in that post. Another post. Y'all should have been waiting a little bit longer. I accept y'all that challenge, right? Hashtag Grady can't find me. Hashtag come again, Grady.
Now I could just imagine that in his mind, Grady Judd, when he saw it, has decided to go like this.
Now we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours.
You know, I imagine Sheriff Judd just sitting at his desk, got his cup of coffee in one of the fine Central Florida Polk County establishments, taking a sip. All right. I hear you. But do you hear me? So continuing on with the story. In response, the Polk County Sheriff's wrote, "Spoken like a true man. The way to take responsibility for your actions. No worries. We'll find you. Bet." The series of comments with Johnson started, "I don't run out, y'all," several times with the hashtag try again Grady. The Polk County Sheriff's responded, "Challenge accepted."
Or in another way,
I see you choosing the hard way. Okay.
Johnson then responds back, "Okay, I'll give you and y'all's crew a head start. You all couldn't catch me on foot or in that car last time. Maybe you're going to need a house or a helicopter, a horse or a helicopter. Hashtag level up. Hashtag I'm gone Grady. I am not misreading this. This is how it's fucking written.
This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing.
What
This
Johnson,
is MVP. This is MVP material right here.
What Johnson didn't know was that the Lakeland Police Department actually accepted the challenge to find him after he bragged online about not being caught despite having multiple felony warrants.
Oh, this is a real Einstein here.
After capturing Johnson, the Lakeland Police Department took to social media and wrote, "Well, Aaron, what Aaron didn't know is that we got their backs when Aaron decided to jump on Facebook and challenge the Polk County Sheriff's Office, bragging that he couldn't be caught despite him having the multiple felony warrants out. The Lakeland PD officers said, challenge accepted. Today, that little game ends. Our officers and detectives tracked him down and personally delivered him to the deputies at the Polk County Jail. Nice try, Aaron. Maybe next time, but probably not."
Oh, that is magnificent.
Oh, we're not done yet.
Oh, no. No.
The Polk
Hang
County
on.
Sheriff's.
Oh, no, you mean.
Wait! There's more! Hang on to your seat, baby! Cause this one's a screamer!
Oh, yeah, because the Polk County Sheriffs jumped on to post more shit about Mr. Johnson. You done messed up, AA Ron?
Is it's another one of Sheriff Judd's great YouTube clips?
In response to the online, this is actually what they wrote. You done messed up, AA Ron. You forgot all the agencies here in Polk County work together. Thank you, Lakeland PD, for finding hashtag got 'em, hashtag teamwork makes the dream work, hashtag play stupid games, win stupid prizes, hashtag Aaron ran but couldn't hide and couldn't get away.
Where's the captain when you need him?
Oh, Johnson was arrested and then taken to the Polk County Sheriff, where he is facing several charges, including violations of his pre-trial release. Now, I would show his mugshot, but there's a better fucking photo.
Oh, do it. Do it. Let's see the better photo.
It's a photo of the Lakeland PD with AA Ron. Hey, AA Ron. Oh, look at him. He's trying to laugh it off, but yeah, I'm going to post this one on the Instagram. Oh, that's going to be cute, baby. Yeah, Aaron, smile, baby.
It's amazing.
MVP. And this didn't make number one. So,
Jeez.
still MVP.
That is MVP. We put the glasses down, it's all over.
Thanks, Mr. Bob Saget. Give them the $10,000 check.
Oh, that's too good. That is too good.
If I would have put that at number one, I would have just dominated. I could have just ended with that one.
Oh, yeah. Well, I would have just gone home. I would have gone home. Although you will like my next story.
Okay.
Number 5. And you're wondering when this town was going to pop up, weren't you?
Yes.
It's Port Pirie.
Mm-mm. Come on, Port Pirie. Roll them bones.
Drongos suffer burns after accidentally setting their getaway car on fire after torching a house. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, an attempted arson backfired instantly when 3 suspects accidentally set their own getaway car on fire, forcing them to flee on foot. The trio was caught on CCTV dousing the front of a house on Young Street in Solomon Town in South Australia's Port Pirie region with accelerant late on Sunday night. As they tried to drive off while igniting the fire, the car itself burst into flames. The group scrambled out of the burning vehicle and abandoned it on the street. Police arrived just at the scene after midnight on Monday to find both the car and the front of the house ablaze. Officers used an extinguisher to put out the flames. The residents inside the home were uninjured, though the exterior of the property was charred. Investigators have now released CCTV footage of the incident in the hope of identifying the suspects. It is extremely likely they have suffered significant burns or injuries in the fire, and police urge them to seek medical attention. Well, ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in, because guess what I've got for you?
Don't tell me you got footage.
We got the footage. We got the gear. So, here we go. There he is. Pulls out. Goes for a wander. There's all the accelerant. Pouring it out. Yep, great. Job done. Get inside. Oh, wait a minute. Got a bit more. There you go. Back seat of the car. All good. Set the thing on fire. Boom.
You know, oh, wow.
Just like that.
Were they trying to recreate Richard Pryor's comedy sketch or something?
I don't know. I seriously do not know.
Fellas, you're supposed to start the fire outside the car.
Exactly.
We can only be thankful it wasn't a Jag.
Oh, that definitely didn't look like a Jag. Let's face it.
Oh.
Who is your number 4?
Well, because you had a car story.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Thank you, CJ.
A Florida man was arrested after driving his electric vehicle into a closed restaurant in the middle of the night and parked at the bar. Ian Scott Boble, age 23, is facing criminal charges after the social media post by the sheriffs said, "We appreciate the outstanding teamwork brought to this in this unusual case to close it, and reminding everyone the restaurants are for dining, not docking your vehicle."
Yeah, that's about right.
Hobie Sound, Florida, a Florida man was arrested after driving his electric car through a popular Palm Beach restaurant to charge up his car at the bar.
What?
According to the Martin County Sheriff's Office, last month, Ian Scott Boble, age 23, drove his vehicle through the popular Harry's and Natives restaurant in Hobie Sound in the middle of the night, moving tables out of the way to get to the charger. Yes, there is actual stills of him in the restaurant moving tables and chairs to park his car to charge it.
What?
It gets worse. Investigators say that the surveillance video from inside the restaurant helped identify Bubbles as the suspect. Detectives got a warrant for burglary and attempted theft, which was served several weeks ago, in help to help Palm Beach County Sheriffs and the Southern Florida Task Force. Bubbles was bonded out with a bond set of $12,500. Now, I'm going to show you these images, and I'm going to show you what Mr. Boble looks like. Here's image 1. He is inside the restaurant. He is moving tables and chairs.
Right. Yeah.
There's the vehicle. I don't know who that is. But then here's Mr. Boble. He looks like a Wish.com version of that who's that guy, the avocado dude.
Avocado dude.
Yeah, the mukbang guy. What's his name?
No, you lost me, unfortunately.
There was a popular YouTuber and mukbanger who was, he used the name of his real name in avocado. Nikocado Avocado, that's who it is. It's Wish.com Nikocado Avocado. Look at him. He's got the same haircut, same doopy face, just not the weight. But that is my number 4. Who is these shit towns of Australia's number 4 for this?
Number 4. We're going to one of your favorite places in Queensland. And considering we've already done Townsville, you could probably guess where we're going next.
We're going to the Goldies?
Yeah, we're going to the Gold Coast.
Yes!
And I'll tell you what, you probably already noticed it's a big week for Queensland, isn't it?
It has been.
There are a couple of stories we've got for you. First off, there's a video floating around of morons dangling from the top of a 77-story tower. I mean, that's pretty dumb in its own right.
Well, they won a Darwin Award.
Yeah, they do want a Darwin Award, indeed. We got a Gronk arrested for allegedly driving dangerously in a car full of stolen vegetables. But our main story is a dad and son catching a homeless couple rooting in a public toilet.
Okay, there's only one thing that we have to say to that. Rooting in a public toilet.
Yep.
Troy.
I'm Troy McClure, and I'll leave you with what we all came here to see. Hardcore nudity!
We were waiting to see if Troy was going to be making an appearance, and he has. Now, unfortunately, it is behind a paywall, thanks to the good people of the Gold Coast Bulletin. But we can say that this was actually brought up by one of the local MPs, a guy by the name of Ray Stevens. He has claimed homeless campers are having sex in public toilets at coastal parks, prompting him to call for stronger police action. There is a push for laws to be tightened after receiving reports of fornicating homeless people in beachside parks. One specific example was of a father and son who went up to a public toilet that was apparently still open, by the way, and opened the door to go in to find a homeless couple engaging in sexual intercourse. They then got chased out and were threatened with assault. This is the latest in a run of stories involving homeless people in the Gold Coast engaging in public sex.
I mean, wow. Why? I'm baffled. I am baffled.
I don't understand either. I don't get how this can keep happening like this.
Seriously, are they trying to upstage Port Perry now because they're mad about the Love Honey award?
Oh, I know. Yeah, we're still trying to figure that out, so it's best not to think too much about it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move straight on to our medals. Who is your bronze medalist?
My bronze medalist. Argument over not avocados, but mangoes ends in Florida man pulling a gun I'm going to shoot you.
So he pulled out his gun.
Gun. Yes. A Florida man took an argument over produce to a whole nother level. A 29-year-old Florida man identified as Rodrigo Mendizabal got into an altercation at a grocery store in Miami. This argument was over avocados and ended with the Florida man pulling out a gun on another man, telling him, I'm going to shoot you. He was accused of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on a person 65 years or older. Yes, he attacked a senior citizen over mangoes.
Jeez.
The elderly man who picks mangoes off of a tree was simply driving by, and he saw the mangoes. He wanted some. When he saw the mango tree outside the house, he decided just to go pick a couple just so he can have some. He decided to go and ask the homeowner if he could pick the fruit even. The woman said, who granted him permission to do it. She, it's not like he just went up onto the yard and started picking them. He went, knocked, hey, would you mind if I pick a couple mangoes? She says yes. The woman then became impatient and called Mendiza to find out what was taking the man so long. At this point, according to the police report, he began arguing after the man explained that he had permission to pick the fruit. The woman confronted him and said she allowed him to pick 2 or 3. The man walked to his car to leave, followed by the suspect, and the suspect had pulled out a black gun, wrecked the slide, and told the man he was going to shoot him. All of this was caught on Ring doorbell footage. Thank you, Ring, if you would endorse us. We appreciate that. The police say he admitted that he owns the gun. He did not, but denies pointing it at the man. He is currently in jail without bond. And let's see this nice individual. Let's see what kind of a man has to stand up to this tyrant fruit approacher with such force. What the fuck is up with his eyebrow?
Yeah, what is that? It looks like it's a snake shedding the tail. On the left side, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like, right side, nice thick eyebrow. Left side, I don't know what the fuck you would call that. But yeah, this big tough man had to pull a gun on a senior citizen over mangoes.
Oh, just, give it a rest, mate. You're not fooling anyone, honestly.
You are a shit individual, a horrible person, and, well, I hope the boys in jail have fun with you.
And, by the way, here's a nomination for the Golden Turd.
You might want to hold off on that.
It's just a nomination.
All right. I'm just saying.
Just a nomination.
There's a stronger contender.
Yeah.
Coming up. Who is the bronze medalist this week for the Shit-Towns of Australia?
Oh, we've got a beauty for this one here because we're off to Adelaide in South Australia for the bronze medal. First off, we got a Gronkess armed with a rake who took a stolen car on a destructive rampage after trying to steal an excavator. But that's not even the biggest story of the lot. Because
okay.
I have got an absolute doozy for you.
You had my curiosities, now you have my attentions.
a woman, not just a woman, a former Australian professional netballer has been convicted and sentenced after sucking off a man besides a playground at a Hungry Jack's.
I don't know what to say.
A mum of three has avoided conviction after pleading guilty to performing a grossly indecent act inside a Hungry Jack's restaurant. Kayla Parry was charged after CCTV captured her performing oral sex on her then partner in a booth at a seafood outlet near the kids' playground in Adelaide. The footage, reviewed by police and, well, not available for us obviously, showed the man was exposed and Parry's head was seen moving up and down according to prosecutors. Parry's co-offender, who is currently in prison on unrelated charges, introduced her to, well, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to guess, methamphetamine during their relationship, the court heard.
Drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs. If you do them, you're bad. Because drugs are bad, okay? It's a bad thing to do drugs, so don't be bad by doing drugs, okay? That'd be bad. The drugs are bad, okay?
Okay.
Sorry, let me do that for okay.
Okay.
It was very. She pled guilty to the offense. It was described by her lawyer as having gone through a temporary lapse in judgment.
I believe we have a statement from the man when he was asked about the encounter with him and this netball player, when she asked him about this act.
Oh man, I appreciate that. You know I do. Yeah.
Well, as we all know, Hungry Jack's is the home of the Whopper.
It is absolutely the home of the Whopper.
Hopefully, he didn't have a Whopper Junior.
And just to rub it in just a little bit further, ladies and gentlemen, here's a photo of her walking out of court.
Wow.
Dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Well, they do say, generally speaking, the burgers are better at Hungry Jack's, but I wasn't aware that they were also serving footlongs at a Hungry Jack's as well.
I mean, sometimes you gotta have a footlong. Just be thankful it's not a Vienna sausage.
Who's your silver medalist?
My silver medalist is another gun story. Florida man gets into road rage incident over truck size.
What
a
the
Newport
hell?
Richie man is facing felony charges after turning a road rage incident into a gunfight. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office said the incident happened on Friday around 3 p.m. on State Road 54, where the suspect, I am not making this fucking name up, a 25-year-old named Hunter BB. B-I-B-B.
Oh, jeez.
Was driving a Dodge Charger when two victims were in a Dodge Ram. I'm sorry. Apparently had cut his car off. A few moments later, they pulled up beside his car, exchanged words between the two parties, at which point the victims say BB brandished a black handgun, fired 2 to 3 rounds into their vehicle, returning to the Dodge Ram. They fired 1 to 2 rounds into his Charger, but did not damage the vehicle. The truck, on the other hand, had had shattered passenger windows, a hole in the passenger side door, and one through the windshield. The police located the 2 projectiles, fragments, and 1 shell casing in the victim's car, with the amount estimated in damage to the vehicle of $2,600. Beebe told his side of the story, claiming he was the victim and fired at them, only to return after racking his gun and then getting into his vehicle, where he sped off. Now, they are all facing charges, but Beebe is facing some more serious charges with 2 counts of aggravated assault, shooting a deadly missile into a occupied vehicle, discharging a firearm from a vehicle within 1,000 feet of another person, and criminal mischief, which are all felony charges. I have no photos of these fine individuals, but yeah, Florida man is violent out today.
That is nuts. That is absolutely nuts.
Who do you have for the silver medalists? So,
we're heading back to Queensland. In fact, we're going to go up to the Sunshine Coast in a little town called Butterham, where imbeciles on an e-bike have sprayed a fire extinguisher through a car window into a baby's face. Oh, I don't like doing these stories. 2 teenagers have been charged over an incident that left a baby in a hospital wherein a fire extinguisher was allegedly sprayed through a car window on the Sunshine Coast. Police have charged the boys from Butterham, aged 14 and 15, with a long list of offences, including willful damage and assault occasioning bodily harm. The pair, who are riding an e-bike, are accused of letting off a fire extinguisher in the open back window of a car while it will stop at traffic lights at Sippy Downs last week. A 5-month-old girl was in the back street and had to have her eyes cleaned by doctors with saline solution. The residue left a thick film of blanketing the car's interior, destroying the baby's pram, toys, and nappy bag. Police allege the fire extinguisher was stolen from a nearby car park earlier that night.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm glad they caught these 2 degens. I'm glad they caught them.
Yeah, unfortunately, for those wondering about the story that we did cover last week about the dickhead who poured hot coffee on that baby, no, they haven't picked him up yet, but they have located his whereabouts to a certain vicinity in China. And Australian and Chinese authorities are working together to bring him back to Australia.
Yes, we covered this story last year. Baby Luca is doing fine now. That's a good thing. He will have some minor scarring as he ages, but the family is happy that they found him and that they are trying to get him back to face charges, because this was one of the stories that really, really pissed off a lot of people who listen to the show and watch it. But
now, as for these 2 kids, I think Bender's got something to say about them.
Have you ever tried simply turning off the TV, sitting down with your children, and hitting them?
Wiser words have never been spoken.
Now, just to rub it in, guess what?
You got pictures.
We got a video.
Even better.
Yeah, the 2 kids on the e-bike. Look at them. There they go. Yeah, these things are an absolute mess, honestly.
I mean, I get the appeal of an e-bike, but don't be a dick with one.
I know. Exactly. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to our gold medal stories. NCR, who is your gold medalist?
Before we get to my gold medalist, we're going to need a quick word from one of our sponsors.
Need to clean up some fallen down trees or deal with an unwanted body? Then look no further than Woody's Wood Chipper Emporium. At Woody's Wood Chipper Emporium, we have the very best in materials and equipment to be able to clean up any mess that you so desire. Just make sure you ignore the red paint that is located in and around the wood chipper itself. Woody's Wood Chipper Emporium. Find us in the wood chipper section or give us a call at 1-800-CHOPPER-BODY.
Because there's a reason why we needed this. A Florida man pled guilty to cyber stalking minors and is facing 30 years.
Cyber stalking minors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
A
geez.
Pensacola man is facing 30 years. A 28-year-old Pensacola man pled guilty in federal court to charges of cyber stalking and sending obscene material to minor females.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get worse. I hate to say it, but it's going to get worse. The fine, upstanding Florida man, Charles M. Schultz, or whatever you pronounce that last name, used 10 or more social media accounts to continuously you have communications with multiple female minors between 2022 and 2024, according to the court documents. Despite repeatedly requesting from the minors and their parents to cease communications with them, he continued to send sexually explicit content, graphic communications about engaging in sexual acts with the minors and images of his own genitalia. The victims ranged between, all right, Anthony.
Yeah.
Get Dwayne and Reg and the boys to come hold me down here. They're going to hold you down too.
Yeah, ready.
Ages between 9 to 15.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah. Multiple agencies investigated the North Florida, South Alabama resident where the victims were located.
Jeez.
The Federal Bureau of Investigations and the Escobar County Sheriff's Office and the Dale County Sheriff's Office and Duluth Police Station in South Alabama were all trying to find this. He doesn't even deserve to be called a monster.
This guy's a disgrace. He's an absolute disgrace.
He pled guilty and is facing up to 30 years to the possibility of lifetime supervision upon release. He is scheduled for his sentencing on September 18th of this year in the United States Courthouse in Pensacola. Now, I want you to see this thing, because he doesn't deserve to be called a monster, a human, garbage. He is a thing and is deserving of the wood chipper.
Oh, one-way ticket.
I didn't do anything wrong. You did something horribly wrong. I hope you burn in hell, sir.
Agreed. Fuck me, honestly.
9 to 15.
You are a disgrace. And I hope Bubba takes care of you the way you deserve to be.
I hope all those guys find out what you're in there for when they do a paper check.
Yeah.
And I hope you get everything you deserve.
I hope you get every inch you deserve.
Every centimeter, every inch. I hope you have to hold somebody's pocket to the day you die.
Jeez. That is disgraceful, honestly. I think we better change the mood a little bit, shall we?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, My one's not going to be much better, but at least it's going to be better than that in terms of mood. Our shittest town for Australia for the week ending the 22nd of June, 2025, is Mackay, Queensland. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's the Queensland 5 for this week. A Gronk has stolen an ambulance while Ambos attend to a patient. Police have recovered an ambulance after it was stolen from a street in Beaconsfield, Mackay, earlier this afternoon. This has been written out at the very start of the week. Queensland Ambulance Service says it was stolen while still assisting a person around 3:25 p.m. It was tracked by police to an address in Mount Pleasant at 3:45, and a man was arrested and taken into custody shortly after. Queensland Ambulance says it has now been recovered and there was no impact to operational delivery. Now, we do have the news report on this from 7 News, where we do get to see the video of the ambulance itself. Now, let me see if I can get this enlarged all the way up. I want it full screen. There we go. So there we go there. So hang on, let's bring it back here. So that's the ambulance. Getting photoed. Look at the damage it's actually done to it. And look where he drove it off to.
Jesus Christ, man.
Thankfully, all the stuff in there is still available and still good for use. And this is where they went. This is then after the fact when they actually went chasing the 18-year-old. So, yeah, 18-year-old done for stealing an ambulance.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it's about time they brought in the adult crime, adult time, and I can't wait for it.
You know, we've had 2 very heavy stories. I'm just going to give us a little snippet of a headline that should be a little bit funny to kind of end on a little laughter mood. I'm not going to read the full story. I'm just going to give us the headline because it's just funny all on its own. But this is dating back to 5 years ago. Well, 6 years ago. But a Florida man was arrested for illegally feeding an alligator and resisted arrest, saying, "He's a good boy. He loves bagels." You know, I love bagels too, but I'm not going to wear an alligator suit to go get them.
One day, what I got to do is I got to do a thing around the NT News, which is often the funniest article, especially given some of the article headlines that they've had over the years. We should bring that up at some point. Ladies and gentlemen, until then, that has been another episode of the Shit Towns Florida Man Power Rankings. I think it's fair to say that the golden turd has gone to the cretin from Pensacola, also lurking around South Alabama. May you rot in hell.
Oh, yes. But our MVP, hands down, is the Polk County Sheriffs and their online trolling and shit talking.
Oh, that is up there. That is brilliant. That's going to be up there. I mean, Grady Judd, just keep being you, honestly.
I could have just done that story alone for the week. I'm like, this is all I need. Yeah, Florida did some other shit, but this is what we need.
We need to invite him on the show at some point, honestly.
I'm working on it. And we also need to do a live show from the Florida Man games. We need to.
Time to head off, shall we?
Yes. I am NCR News Network.
I'm Anthony Caruso.
And we will see you guys next time. Dwayne, go get my jazz.